Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Amanda Sincavage. I'm the acting director of the Balboa Park Learning Institute, a program of the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership. And we would like to welcome you to the museum today, this beautiful space, to Balboa Park. We have a number of you here in the audience, as well as a virtual audience joining us today. We have about 85 people joining us virtually, including from countries South Korea, Romania, Scotland, and 3 provinces of Canada. So we are have quite the crowd. We have a very busy month in the park this month, and so I'm really grateful for those of you that have made the time to come today. We are looking forward to the event, and this is our 5th symposium that we've provided here in Balboa Park. The 3rd one that I've been a part of. I was lucky to work with Paige Simpson, who's joining us virtually. Hi, Paige. So during the previous symposia in which I've taken part, I've also had the privilege of meeting the family members of our namesake, and they are joining us here today. Let's see. During the, So our namesake, Bob Smith, provided strategic planning consultancy to many of the cultural institutions in Balboa Park, including the partnership in 2003, without which we wouldn't be here today. His spirit of collaboration and community is reflected in this gathering, and we're thrilled to have Mary Frances, her husband Christopher, and Barbara here to join us. Thank you for your continued support of the Learning Institute and the partnership. Thank you. And I would now like to introduce another leader to the park, our Balboa Park Cultural Partnership Board President and the Executive Director of the Museum of Photographic Arts, Deborah Klochko.
Thank you, Amanda. Welcome. Welcome to our visitors, both real and virtual, and welcome to the Museum of Photographic Arts and today's Smith Leadership Symposium. Balboa Park Cultural Partners is the collaborative arm and collective voice of 28 arts, science, and cultural organizations in Balboa Park. And the Balboa Park Learning Institute, which is sponsoring this, is one of the partnership's key programs. Since its inception in 2008, BPLI has been forging a new path. The number, diversity, and geographic proximity of cultural institutions in Balboa Park make it an ideal place to serve as a professional learning laboratory, to advance professional practice, encourage new thinking, and build community. The Smith Leadership Symposium is a signature program of the Balboa Park Learning Institute and presents an opportunity to highlight leading thinkers and innovative work being done in the arts, science, and cultural fields to inspire and invigorate our work. Today you'll experience the Balboa Park as we who work here do, ever-changing, always amazing, and hopefully our visitors and guests to the park as well. It's an honor to share this event with so many friends and colleagues across the state, country, and world, as we know. And it also is my pleasure and honor to introduce the City of San Diego Councilmember Todd Gloria.
Thank you, Deborah, and good morning, everyone. I was just walking in and thinking, gosh, how lucky am I to start my day in Balboa Park? How lucky are all of we to be starting our day in Balboa Park? And I know many of you actually work in the park. How many of you all do not work in the park? How many of you? Oh, that's fantastic. So you really are feeling a treat today, am I right? And the best news for me is I get to end my day in the park as well, so this is pretty darn good. It's just what happens in between that's not always as fun. But I nevertheless am thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to represent the park, of course, at City Hall. And I want to welcome all of you to Balboa Park and certainly to our visitors who are watching us online. I just want to let you know I'm better looking in person. And if you just come to San Diego, you might have that opportunity to see that. But actually, literally on a weekly basis, I get that you seem taller on television. So for all the people watching on television, yes, I am 6'2", 3", whatever you think it may be. No, I'm happy to have any opportunity whatsoever to just promote and talk about our wonderful park. And I think for the San Diegans that are here, you have some sense of how special this place is. But indulge me for a moment, if not just for our viewers online, to talk a little bit about what, of course, is our crown jewel. Now, San Diego, for everyone we know, we're world famous for our weather, for our beaches, and for our beautiful scenery. But only those maybe seemingly who are really in the know are aware of just how blessed we are with a rich cultural arts, and scientific scene. It's really what personifies our city. And of course, Balboa Park is at the heart of that. Balboa Park is a place like no other. It's a park like no other. Where else can you find 24 arts, cultural, and scientific organizations nestled in 1,200 acres of Spanish Renaissance architecture? Good luck trying to find that anywhere else. We have it uniquely here. And for those of you that are visiting us online, not only can you come and see me in person, but you can come and see this magnificent park. And I promise you, I may disappoint, but the park absolutely will not disappoint you. It's not just because we're unique in terms of our setting, our architecture, and the beauty, but it's really what's going on within the park that I want to talk about, because this is an innovative, collaborative effort amongst our culture institutions that is being led by the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership. And whether it's through environmental sustainability, increasing opportunities for access, or learning opportunities like today's symposium, we are transforming the way that we use this park and setting the stage for the park's next 100 years. So you all know that we are in our centennial year, and 100 years ago, this city, a small town of just 40,000 people, had the audacity to put on an international exposition that defined the park as we know it today. And what it really did was set up our beautiful, magnificent, wonderful, incredible city for 100 years of economic growth and improvement. And the work that the Cultural Partnership is doing today is really a continuation of that. It's really building upon that, really trying to add another chapter in this city's history. And so whether it's through the Community Access Pass program, which will enable 5,000 disadvantaged families from all corners of our great city to have access to the amazing cultural institutions in the park, or if it's through the collaboration of the Balboa Park Online Collaborative, which is making the museum's collections available online to people all around the world, the Cultural Partnership is making Balboa Park relevant to a new generation of San Diegans and people around the world, and laying, of course, the groundwork for future success. Now, of course, this is in a context, and I think this is a part of today's discussion, of the complexities of the 21st century. How do you take basically a 1915 model and make it relevant, interesting, and accessible to the public? And of course, that's a challenge. But I think the strategy for success that's being implemented here really revolves around collaboration. And I can tell you from personal experience as a council member, working together, certainly with my colleagues, is never an easy thing to do. But the end product is always better when it's the result of collaboration. And so this is the thriving arts, science, and cultural community is what's making our city an important and vibrant place to be. And I just want to end on a note about economic opportunity. You know, I think often, I personally think that the arts are important in and of themselves. You don't necessarily need to make an economic argument for it, because it's what imbues life into what we have here. It gives us our quality of life. But as the budget committee chairman for the city, I have to do a little number crunching here for you quickly. And I can tell you that courtesy of our Arts and Culture Commission, we know that the arts organizations in this city contribute over $186 million in direct expenditures to our regional economy, and that arts organizations in this town employ more than 6,500 people. That's an incredible contribution to our economy. Last year alone, 1.6 million people came to San Diego to participate in arts and cultural events, which these cultural tourists ended up spending about 2 days longer and spending about $325 more than the non-arts and cultural institution tourists. And I will just tell you, we get all the sales of the tourist tax, so I love tourism. Tourism is amazing. That's the money I use to pave your streets and to pay your cops and to keep your libraries open. So the more tourists we can get and the longer you can keep them and the more they spend, it's all good. Let's keep doing some more of that. Again, to those folks watching from home, just come on down. Our tourism tax is actually lower than LA and San Francisco, so we're a bargain. Come on by. I share that with you just so that you can hear directly from the Budget Committee Chairman's own mouth, is that I understand that our tourism tax investment in arts and cultural institutions are a wise investment. They're one that has an incredible return on investment. And I think that's also, again, why you're here today, to make sure that we continue to have attractions and the kinds of things that do want to draw people here, not just San Diegans, but people from around the world. So I want to say thank you. I know it's a huge imposition to come to the park for the day, right? It's a massive ask of you. But probably is when you're sitting in this room when you might want to rather be out in the gardens, although being in MOPA is amazing, and thank you, Deborah, for opening your doors. But I appreciate you being here to open your minds and to learn from and with some great leaders and colleagues about how we can better do this work that is your passion, that is my passion, because it's not just about the arts and culture, it's not just about our economy, but it is about making our city great, and you all are instrumental in doing that. So thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, thank you for your involvement, and most importantly, thank you so much for what you do. Now, enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you, what all comes of today's symposium. I'm sure it'll be great things. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Gloria. We feel very lucky to have such strong representation for our city. So while we're continuing with the thank yous, we have a number of partners that we would like to acknowledge. The Institute of Museum and Library Services, we've been lucky enough to receive support from them for close to 7 years. And so we look forward to continue to work with them. The James Irvine Foundation has also offered support for today's event, and in addition to a number of other projects in the park, such as the Wi-Fi. We, like many of your organizations, we receive support from the City of San Diego Commission for Arts and Culture, and the Balboa Park Online Collaborative has made it possible for us to be webcasting this event today. And of course, the Museum of Photographic Arts, we are privileged to be in this beautiful space, and I believe you'll need to check out their current exhibit on the way out and their newest gallery. We also had a number of affiliate partners that supported this event through marketing efforts. We reached out to a number of our people that we have worked with in the past and activated a network that reached near and far to be able to promote the event, get the online participation that we've received, and as well as bringing some of you here today. So we are really grateful for our 11 partners that provided that affiliate support. So we're almost ready to get started. We just want to take care of a few housekeeping items. The first is that our event today, we're kind of powering through the morning. We have 2.5 to 3 hours that we're going to be working through this morning. And because we can't all get up and go to the restroom at once, and we can't bring food and drink into this beautiful space, we will not be taking a formal break today. So we ask that if you do need to use the restroom, they are located directly outside of the museum to the left, and go ahead and take the breaks that you need to take. Just be cognizant of the cameras if you're sitting near a camera. And we just come in quietly, open and shut the door quietly as well due to the cameras. This would also be a good time to silence your phone. Set it to vibrate, please. However, you don't need to turn it off because we would like you to take advantage of some social media today. You have any time that you tweet or post pictures to Instagram, whatever you may choose to do for the event, please use our hashtag SD2015Smith. And in addition to that, throughout the day, we would like you to collect words. So in your name badge, you had a yellow piece of paper, and on that, it says, collect words and thoughts that inspired you during today's presentations. So we will be using these words for our closing panel to kind of try something a little bit different and get your involvement as well as our online community involvement. So you can use the card, front, back, or you can tweet your words using the same hashtag as above. Just go ahead and add on SD Wordsmith. And our Twitter account is @BPLI_. So as we move into our program, you do have a physical brochure for today's event. However, we did not include all of the bios that were made available on the website. The website, which is responsively designed, you will be able to access that throughout the program if you need to get more information about each speaker. And after each presentation, when we have time for questions, we will be passing a microphone for that so that we can make sure we get that for our online audience to hear as well. So please postpone your questions until the microphone makes its way to you.